materials like rare earths, graphite, cobalt, and others.
One of the goals of the Act is to actually increase the amount of critical raw materials that the EU recycles by the end of this decade. If this is a possibility and an attractive route for the EU, why are we not doing more of this, the recycling, already?
For most of these materials, recycling rates are still relatively low, and this is because from one side we do not have enough technologies that have reached the end of life yet, but at the same time it's due to other more structural issues related to, for instance, technical issues with recycling as well as the cost of recycling.
Given that there is a potential trade war heating up between the two biggest world economies right now, do you think the EU needs to consider other policy options to address its vulnerability when it comes to sourcing raw materials?
Now, there are several elements within the Act that go in that direction, from the improvement of risk monitoring efforts, including through stress testing, but also the requirements for large companies using these materials. Now, all these elements, together with other medium to long-term strategies, such as setting up partnerships with resource-rich countries, can help mitigate supply risks. But at the same time, of course, we know there's no one single silver bullet, and even setting up these systems will take time, especially in the EU.
In an energy transition and a global arms race, the demand for minerals will only increase, but competition is aggressive and could revive historic inequalities. Trump is demanding access to Greenland, Canada, and Ukraine's mineral wealth. In places like Myanmar and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the mineral rush continues to drive conflict. The European Union still says it's counting on a secure and sustainable supply.
visit the tomb of Pope Francis. Greenland's Prime Minister Jens Frederik Nielsen said that Greenland cannot be bought and the US has not been respectful.
Russian authorities say the suspect in the killing of a top Russian general pleaded guilty and admitted to being paid by Ukraine's security service. Israeli airstrikes have killed at least 51 people in 24 hours as Palestinians struggle to feed their families amid an ongoing aid blockade.
Thousands of faithful gathered at St. Mary Major to visit Pope Francis's tomb. The queues began as early as the first hours of dawn. The tens of thousands who visited the Basilica on Sunday were asked to stay only for a few seconds to avoid congestion. While at the Vatican, 200,000 people attended Mass. Access to St. Peter's Square was blocked shortly after 10 a.m. as it reached its full capacity. Faithful gathered in surrounding the service on large screens. The celebration